So leases aren't even technically in the name of the person that lives in the house, which all the 7M members are living in homes that are organized through the church. It's really sad.
They're being housed.
Jim Bob Duggar says he's a prophet. So could you imagine Jim Bob Duggar, Prophet Jim Bob, and Prophet Robert in a room together?
Oh, I bet Katie imagines this just fine. In fact, I think that she imagines this happening in her home, and she stumbles across this room as she's getting out of the shower.
She basically just cut contact with every single person in her life. All the while, she has been on a viral movement with this group of people.
Yeah, so it's not like she was busy or anything.
They have been dancing at LA Clippers games. I think they've done some stuff at the LA Lakers. Ellen DeGeneres features these dancers all the time with Swift, and there has been tons of media like exposure, lots of brand deals. They were in a Corolla commercial. They've done Toyota stuff.
They did Toyota and Corolla? That's like crossing the streams.
They've been doing Express. They danced at the Super Bowl. It's been like they went from zero to like in the stratosphere.
The stratosphere? But some of them are afraid of heights. I mean, they've never wanted to be astronauts. They must be stopped.
Everyone sort of saw the uniqueness of these very polished videos and thought, wow, this is so different, because when you think of TikTok, you think of like the viral trend dances that literally everyone does. But these guys were doing something totally different. They were wearing different clothes, dancing to different music. So I think that aspect kind of caught people's attention.
Whoa. Oh my God. You get a group of people dancing, all wearing costumes, and like doing moves like in unison. I mean, holy shit. That idea could like really take off.
Over time, some of the fans noticed that the content was being recycled. It looked highly curated. But
everyone knows you cannot repurpose dance moves. I can't believe I still have to tell people this. I mean, what is wrong with you people? Every time a dance move is redone or remade or redanced, an otter gets killed. I mean, more otters are killed every wedding season due to the electric slide than by hunters.
Thing that friends started to say, and what Melanie and her parents said, was that the social medias they didn't believe were being controlled by their sister and their daughter.
I mean, Miranda just wasn't the same on TikTok. I mean, she was nothing like she was on the old TikTok account, the one that her sister ran.
She encouraged anyone else that was impacted by this to come forward. That video live stream by Melanie opened up a tidal wave of information.
Thankfully, there's no jealous rivalries in the dance world, so everyone who contacted Melanie is being completely honest.
At some point in 2021, all of these dancers go completely dark. I mean, I would say they're still talking to their friends.
Yeah, which is really strange, because usually when young adults stop talking to anyone, it's usually the friends over family. And it's really strange here too, because everyone knows that these families have been so accepting of these choices so far.
That their friends are not acting the same. They seem to be very robotic.
Yeah, it was like the weirdest thing. Like, certain music would come on and then they would just start moving like a robot. What the fuck?
They don't answer any questions.
Exactly. And judging by how many times before in the past they love to answer these questions and have done so repeatedly, it's strange that they just stopped doing it.
They deflect any concern.
Which is really just kind of rude on their part, because who doesn't love to hear all the time about how everyone's so concerned about them and that they question some of the choices they made in life?
And they are really just, they don't even know if they're who they're talking to, because the responses don't even sound like their friends.
Yeah, because social media managers, they're not real. Like, nobody actually uses them. Like, everybody runs their own social media accounts. Like, for example, the Burger King. The King runs that account. Ronald McDonald runs his. Snap, Crackle, and Pop run theirs. Tony the Tiger, he's out there running his own freaking social media accounts. The Domino's Noid, him too. Well, when he's on the wagon anyway. fact, you might want to think twice about opening up any DMs from him.
A friend of B Dash, who is Miranda's husband, made a video. Samantha Long, who is a dancer, she described how her interactions with B Dash over the last year have been very tense and sporadic, and that when she does talk to him, he's not the same person.
Light and all this was on the internet. I then reached out to B Dash and I texted him. If you know B Dash, you know he didn't write that statement, and I'm just gonna put that there. But at the end of the day, when I messaged him and I was like, really just honestly breaking down how I felt, I touched on like, you want the best for you, and how I was hurt as far as like not being invited to the wedding. I mean, that's actually like a really big thing. And I mean, everything in between as far as my emotions. And his replies were like robotic. It was like I was talking to a machine who didn't hear anything of the message or any of the emotions. It was like, but his brain has totally been brainwashed because he knows that I do not care about collapse.
When some chick messaged a married dude saying like how, I know that wasn't you that wrote that statement. I was just breaking down how I felt, it touched on like I just want the best for you. How I was hurt because I didn't even get invited to the wedding. Everything in between as far as my emotions and his replies. It was like talking to someone who didn't even like pick up on any of my emotions. And I don't even care about collabs. I'm not in a religious cult, but if some chick was messaging my man talking like that, being ignored would be the best she could hope for.
James's ex-wife I spoke with her, and she came forward and spoke with me. And
because there's really never anyone more fair or balanced to speak with regarding another person than their ex-spouse. I mean, family court is just riddled with happy endings.
All the guys are married too, by the way.
Now the remaining unwed girls in the cult will have to become nuns.
And then Alexandra is married to someone named Gordon.
What the fuck do you have against Gordon, huh? What did he ever do?
And Gordon's a part of it.
Don't you come for Gordon.
Those are like the most prominent, but the thing is this group is dancing with literally everyone.
They might spread marriage to everyone.
He kind of believes that he's talking to God and he's a prophet, and the church has been around since 1994, and he has a long history of maybe not being super honest.
Yeah, and maybe it's too big of a chance to take when it comes to being super honest.
About how he gets his money? I don't know.
It doesn't really matter what he says. I mean, it's not going to be better than my story.
If they don't stay in line with the pastor or with their mentor, then they lose privileges. And this was one thing that Melanie had brought up in her live stream, was that when she had missed one single church event, she was not allowed or invited back to the church.
Yet the church expected her to enjoy the privileges, not to suffer through obligations.
So we've spoken to people that have said that the dancers, when they miss time, there is fear that they'll lose jobs, that they'll lose access to church, that they could be told who they can and cannot talk to. They can be controlled in times of like the amount of money that they're making.
Oh, so they have all those privileges now. So then they're not being controlled.
There was a lawsuit from 2009 where a woman from his church accused him of mind control, coercion, and pilfering $3.8 million from her. The lawsuit was dismissed, but one of the allegations in the lawsuit...
All dismissed lawsuits should be viewed as fact.
Allegations that were uncovering dozens upon dozens upon dozens of LLCs that have been opened.
That's a real number. Dozens upon dozens upon dozens. It comes to about 72.
Where it's really just starting to like rip off Pandora's box of who are these people? Who are the Shins? How did this get so big?
Yeah, people don't realize just how big 11 members is. That's big.
And how do you get these kids out of this to get them home to their families? Because right now they're making a lot of money and they are happy. And
how can we help the families put an end to that shit?
They're living in homes owned by the church. Instagram looking like everything's great, promoting for everyone, making a ton of money.
We just need to help them find their way home with all that money.
It's wild when you see something so visibly looking like trafficking in front of you or forced labor in front of you, allegedly, that you go, oh my gosh, how can this happen in today's day and age? And then there's the problem of how do you even convince law enforcement that this is a problem?
Oh, it's easy. I mean, anything's possible if you just use your imagination. Okay, now it's time for member shoutouts. I like to thank
Crystal, One Word Angel, Christy Z, Selena Colstead. I want you to notice when I'm not around. Oh, I notice. Lucy Stardust, Megan Broussard, The Dark Magician, Christ Conflict, Kristen Nenzi, Kian O'Reilly, Hollyana from Kalamazoo, Little Miss Betty Page, Beth Yant, Chronically B, Queen B, Everybody Burps, Berber, Shila's Messy Art, Tennessee Belmont, Sassy Nas, Jenny Lee, Nikki May, Stacy, Leah, Molly, Lil Mousy Girl, Ruby Tuesday, Trish Mansfield, Stitching with the Sister Lilies, That Amber Chick, Ruby Red Shoes, Ellie R, Bo Roundtree, Sky Vision, Brilliant, Carol T, Megans, Trisha Burge, Nana Hawk, Wescoey Rabbit, Manya, Lola Flo, Amputee, Cherry Berryman, Lola W, Mishmash, Sassy Elmo, Autistic Show, Busy Bee, I'm Fucking Raking, Y'all Nana's Not Drunk, Mariana Santos, Straysky, Christina Elizabeth, Osbel, Diane Harlow, T King, Rose, TB, Austin James, TB, Cheryl, Crystal, Totally Clueless, Sally Godfrey, Rena Rue, Sunny D, Sue Elliott, Claire Esbear, Jamie Couchard, JCN, Kimberly Rowdy Mom, Atticus Finch, Jeanette Stevens, Jen Gerard, Poodlerific, and Yoo-Hoo Shoo Shoo.
Thank you very much for joining, and thank you everyone for watching.